All right, here we go. Here is a sample web page, or what a web page will look like, that the students are going to make on how to make a sawhorse. This is the complete guide to building sawhorses. This happens to be the one that I'm building. It is not as far along as the boys, but I've been a little busy. But anyway, this will give you the gist of what it is the boys are doing. This is actually a picture of the sawhorse that we have designed and developed and built. You can see it's a pretty solid, pretty heavy-duty sawhorse. And the reason this board's up here is because a sawhorse is designed for you when you're cutting boards, that you're going to actually cut lines through there. When you get this board to the point where it has a lot of cuts through it, you just take two screws out and you can replace that 2x4. That's what makes the design of this so good. The one thing that is not so good about it probably is that it's a little bit heavy. You know, it's a pretty heavy duty sawhorse. This thing is solid. It's going to hold up. Plus you got a tray in there that you can store some tools and things. So it's a pretty heavy duty sawhorse. But anyway, let's go on and show what this is like. Here's just an introduction, and then here's a lumber order. This shows the lumber. It even shows the plywood. It shows the screws that we used with the washer head, the Craig screws. Here's an actual material list of the lumber that we'll need for it. And then here's the equipment and the tools that we will utilize to build the sawhorse. And then here's some shop safety rules. If you was to click on that, it would actually take you to my blog. And on my blog, I have some general shop safety rules that you can adhere to. So we've even figured out the safety aspect of it. Coming back, now it's time to start building. Part 1, cutting the top board. As you can see, they've got the step 1 measuring out the length for 40 inches. They've measured it out and marked it. They're using the sliding compound miter saw to cut it. And then it shows a diagram and illustration of the 11 degrees. There's what the 11-degree angle should look like on that top board. It shows the setting on the table saw. And then you can see they've got some pictures here that show the actual process of them and then the finished board. And then here's a short video. You know, they've even had a video here of them cutting the 11-degree angle on the board. So you can see that a lot has gone into that, making the video, the pictures and everything. Then part 2, cutting the legs. You know, it's got to have the legs to stand on, so they have created the 4 legs. And you can see right there, he's pointing to it, that 11-degree matches up with the 11 degrees on the top board. And you can see right there what I'm talking about. The top board was cut at 11 degrees. Now we cut the ends of the legs at 11 degrees, and you can see the diagram shows so forth. 27 inches long, and there's what it will look like once it is cut at the 11 degrees according to the carpenter square. And then here's a video that shows how to make the legs. And then coming up next, actually I have marking out the plywood ends for the sawhorse legs. But before that, the boys actually shot a video that shows how they drilled countersink holes in the legs and then how they fastened them to the top board. And then once that video is on, then I would come back with marking out the plywood ends. And the plywood ends are right here and down there on the other end. And that's what's going to add the stability of the legs, keep them from wobbling, and it's also going to support the weight on top of the top board to keep it from collapsing. So with that, you can understand that this is quite an undertaking. Each student will have their own web page similar to this. Okay, so with that, I hope you enjoyed it.